Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Alonso, Bibbs, Francis. The Flash episode 4? 4, Going Rogue. There might be a clip, let's see.
Felicity works with the Arrow. Do you know who the Arrow is?
My team has a similar setup, but with more pointy objects.
I knew you two would make a good team.
I need to slow them down.
You look amazing.
Yeah, you do.
I'll cover for you.
What are you gonna say?
Bad stomachache, really bad diarrhea.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with that excuse.
Just go.
I think this is the best episode we've had so far. This was fun.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Of the running, yes, it is. I thought the villain of the week was sort of incorporated interestingly. I liked all of his sort of baggage and his interplay with stuff. I thought that Iris's dad actually had a valid point about why she shouldn't date his partner.
Yes, exactly. It's set up as this whole nonsense soap opera crap, you know, it's just like, you're dating my partner and that sucks. It's like, no, that's going to be a distraction at work.
Exactly.
And at work, people die. So it was a big deal. They handled it very, very well.
I liked it that he actually had a reason and it wasn't just like, you know.
Yeah. If he had just gone, whoop, 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 I think that would have been fun too.
You know who does do woo 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 is the Flash when he finds out that that the Misfits of Science invented the cold gun and the guy dies, and that's supposed to be his big moment of gravitas, and instead we go, no, and I'm turning off my radio. Fuck you guys. I'm sorry, this actor's still not working for me. I know I'm a big pain in the ass about this, but the show is called The Flash, and the guy's playing the Flash, and I don't think he's good for this. But I'm liking almost everything else about the show. I found Felicity a little grating. Is that grating on the Arrow?
No, she's that adorable. Yes.
Felicity, let's just talk about Felicity's smoke show. Felicity smoking hot. Felicity, my God, she's attractive.
The world's sexiest human. And when she shows up in that dress at the trivia night, oh my God!
I mean, who was complaining that she
no
was
one was complaining. Holy God!
She is adorable, but here's the thing.
And we're married. Did you know that?
Oh,
we're married.
That's nice.
Congratulations.
We haven't told her yet, but it's true.
This might have chafed me more just because I watched Gotham and Flash in a row, and in both shows there's Christy Kringle on Gotham, and now there's Felicity here, where it's like, let's take some smoking hot model and put glasses on her, and suddenly
sexy glasses,
and suddenly I'm smart and socially awkward.
Okay, in Arrow, I will say
that is the female equivalent to the nerdy bookish guy who takes his shirt off and has like an 8-pack. It's like,
which is Barry Allen, really.
Yeah.
I feel like if you watch Arrow, they've earned that better. She's been there for a long time, and she's just flat out endearing and wonderful. So this is a bit of fan service, but the reason to bring Felicity Smoke in, besides just because she's hot and funny, and I think she's really funny, is they're trying to solidify the team faster than they did on Arrow. It took like a whole season to get like a support team together for the hero on Arrow. So she even says, we came together for a long period of time. You have to do it now, and that gave her a good function for that. And I think they had a lot of great chemistry together. I think they're really, really funny. When she cracks her knuckles and goes, oh, that was not as badass as I pictured. So
to go back to the point you made about Barry Allen himself, I thought that he was wrong to overreact that quick, considering Misfit of Science had a real valid point. He said he didn't know that he was going to be able to trust you, so he created a counteract gun that could maybe slow you down in case you went rogue. As I said,
Batman does that shit all the time.
Yeah, and it got him in trouble with the Justice League.
Exactly.
It got him in trouble with the Justice League. The cold gun is interesting to me because, one, I like how, it's from the comics, but I like that they were able to take a guy who just has a cold gun and make him a real threat.
So that,
in a way that was effective.
Something that I mentioned at the start of the show. Is I thought that they needed to have something that wasn't a meta-human straight away, that we could just go in and beat everyone up because they had the same aspect that he had. He came down and he had the superpowers. But I must say, I was so happy when they didn't catch him at the end.
Right?
Finally,
So that was
there's something you can look forward to at the end. I like Wentworth Miller, as we talked about before. I like him, and it's the point that he can now hurt the Flash. He's not so invincible because it's proven that he basically in battle 1 he's won the battle as he hurt him with the gun. So it's something to look forward to in the next show.
And having somebody who is a pre-existing criminal sort of stumble upon this like amazing weapon is a cool
it's
way
like
to...
Robert De Niro from Heat found a cold gun. I think that's kind of awesome. And Wentworth Miller sells one of the hardest moments really, really well in this. We've talked a lot about how kind of lame and how difficult it is to name character superhero names in a world that's starting in the real world. When Cisco calls him Captain Cold, he does this cute little oh, that's stupid, but I kind of like it look. You know, like, yeah, I think I'll use that. I can do that. That's not so bad.
I mean, he's given me faith in super villains with freeze cold guns after Arnold Schwarzenegger's catastrophe.
Right?
Mr. Freeze.
True, they needed to be fixed.
So much fun. So much fun.
I will say this about Grant Gustin. I thought his scenes with Felicity were charming. They
Aren't they
do
good together?
have chemistry. It felt like a chemistry from another show, but nonetheless, them together. I buy them as a couple more than I buy him and Iris as a couple.
Yes.
Yeah, there's so
we
much
are
chemistry on
told
Arrow.
constantly about how
yeah.
he's crazy about Iris, but he's acting it harder around Iris, whereas it felt more natural.
You just
around
want to.
Felicity.
I just yelled at the screen, make out for just like 5 minutes. That's all I
This
had.
is the thing about when they actually eventually did make out. I thought in that scene that they were going to be talking and end up just going, okay, bud, I'll see you later. Because they were talking about, we're both falling for the wrong person.
Right.
And then they go and make out. I didn't see that coming at the end. It was a pleasant surprise.
It was a kiss.
Yeah,
It was a kiss, but it was a kiss. It wasn't a kiss on the cheek.
No.
So
for
I'm
sure.
just like, you know what? Hey, listen. You're in love with Ollie, and you're probably gonna end up with Ray Palmer by the end of this season, Felicity. You're in love with Iris, but you know what? Fuck buddies. Fuck buddies.
Long distance.
Well, not for the Flash. He could get
That's
there in
true,
the Flash.
yeah, there's
It's
no
great.
point in it, yeah,
It's absolutely great. Now, another thing, again, I love about this show, and I think they're having a lot of fun with it, is all the little trivia they've been sprinkling throughout every episode for fans of the comics, and I think they also did a good job showing just how silly and fun trivia nights can be. So are you guys ready for the Flash trivia round?
Oh boy.
Goodness.
Okay. Alonso, you are Cosmic Treadmiller time. You, sir, are What the Trickster. Are you ready to earn some Flash points?
I'm ready. Go
Okay. The name of the armored car at the opening of this episode was named after what World War II superhero team?
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Didn't notice? Didn't notice? The Blackhawks. The Blackhawks.
Okay, I'll pretend I knew that.
Okay. What is the significance of the Kahndaq diamond, the country of Kahndaq, in the DC Comics? Anyone? The
I know Bialia, but I don't know Kahndaq.
Kahndaq, ruled by Black Adam, soon to be played by Dwayne Johnson in Shazam.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Alonso and I lost all credibility last week when we failed to recognize that we were watching the origin of which DC Comics superhero.
Firestarter.
Oh, so close. Alonso for the win.
Firestorm.
Firestorm,
Not
okay.
played by Drew Barrymore.
Okay. What is the name of the supervillain name of the character introduced at the end of Going Rogue?
I wondered that myself. I was going to ask you. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So
Heat related.
Okay, so
Match guy.
the match guy.
What's his supervillain name gonna be? It's not terribly clever. It's not terribly clever. Heatwave. Heatwave.
I really
Captain
need to
Cold and
strengthen-
Heatwave.
I need to strengthen
All
my
right.
comic book.
And
skills.
finally, when Barry Allen says Leonard, that's almost as bad as Bartholomew. Why is that funny?
Oh, because Bart Allen is the name of Impulse.
That's correct.
Yes.
He was
Okay.
a Barry
Okay,
Allen
so how is my
descendant.
points in this trivia? Do I get anything for looking good? Because Felicity maybe gets points for looking at.
all points come from looking good.
Okay,
all
yes.
points.
So I got the
in fact,
Felicity.
every question was completely pointless. You won this before we started. So congratulations to What the Trickster for winning this round of Flash points.
Good catches. I
me too.
was all proud of myself for getting Rita Farr last week. but
No, I didn't
those
get
are
that
good
one,
ones.
so I was
Those are
impressed.
good.
They were having a lot of fun sprinkling that out, and in ways that are unobtrusive but amusing. And there are a couple of things they put in there where I was like, "Is that a thing?" And I looked it up, and it wasn't. Like the name of the Old West hero. I was like,
right.
"Is that an Old West hero from the comics?" Nope, they just made that one up. They were just saying.
I wanted to just touch finally on the point that you said about they have fun with this show, which is a huge thing that I just think has to be done more in superheroes, because that's the idea. They're written in a comic to have fun. Usually you get someone like Batman out training, doing pull-ups and push-ups, but you get him running on a treadmill, playing chess, and then playing Operation. You know what I mean? It was a good scene where I'm thinking, this is his
and
training.
Ping pong.
Yeah, and ping
I don't know
pong.
that you can do gritty Flash necessarily.
Yeah.
You
Like,
can, what can work is the Flash is such a lighthearted character. He's so fun, and his world is so colorful that when you do something really dramatic, which they occasionally pull out in the comics, it's that much more effective.
Yeah.
I think. There is tragedy at his origin, and as we can predict later on because time travel and blah. So I think it can be really, really effective, but you have to keep him light, and it has to be different from Arrow, which is a hell of a lot darker.
Yeah.
And they're doing a really, really good job of combining them, and even just bringing Felicity Smoke in, showing the common ground between them. Here's a fun character in a serious show, and here's here she is in the Flash, and she fits too, and I think that makes it very effective.
And I was very happy that this week's dun 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 ending was not about Ed, you know, so that was a plus.
That was very, very cool.
Can we talk about the good, basically the good boss turn awful boss, just to the point that he was just he took it really hard on the way Misfit of Science #1 made that gun. What was his reaction? What did you think about that? I didn't know.
I would hope he would have that reaction if he wasn't
do that
evil.
again.
I felt like that scene was written to be scarier than it was.
Yes.
Like we were supposed to be we were supposed to see Cisco seeing a new facet of this guy's personality and a creepily dark one.
I was expecting,
and I don't think he sold that line eerily enough.
I looked at it like we're supposed to look at it different ways. To Cisco, this is his boss just being a hard ass.
Yes.
And that's true, and he should. You created a gun that could kill the person that we're using for science, misfitty science. And but the audience knows that there's actually more menace to it than that. I mean, I think that's more of an issue with maybe the direction of it and the way that they emphasize parts of that scene than it is necessarily with the performance.
Whatever it was, it didn't play. Yeah. But I could tell what they were going for. It just it wasn't, they weren't selling it.
Fair enough. But yeah, I think this was a great one. I thought it had a really good conclusion. Everything with the train, great visual effects. It looked convincing. It was a thrilling moment that really sold the danger of it. Yeah. Although there's one major plot hole in this that really bugs me.
Which is?
Okay, so they find Leonard Snart's cold gun by updating it and hacking into a system. Why can't they do that again?
Or why can't they turn it off?
Well, let's assume they can't turn it off. Why can't they do it again? He didn't change it. He didn't fix it. He didn't remove that chip. Exactly. So just like, oh, he got away. Well, you're the Flash. We'll find him in an hour. It's fine.
And I couldn't even figure out, it occurred to me that why wouldn't Cisco tell the Flash how to disable the gun? Wouldn't he be fast enough to be able to disassemble it, take out the central core, and then put it back together? I don't know.
That's bound to be an issue at some point, but I think in the immediate case, he's just so busy killing people or trying to kill people. Flash has to save them first and foremost, and then when they are finally close proximity, Flash is at a disadvantage. He's been frozen a little bit, so.
Fair enough.
It worked this time, but I think they'll have to deal with that eventually.
Was I the only one who stood up at the screen and went, "There's no way you can make a counteract gun that fast," when he picked up that, and then realised that, oh, it's the vacuum.
Right.
I was like, okay, who's stupid here?
No. I like it when you think a show isn't doing its diligence and then it is.
Yes.
They played it fair, I think, and I think it's great. I think it's a really good episode.
So we'll see if this winning streak continues. Join us next week.